You guys, I am so excited to do this live. I'm recording it for you so you can hear everything about the ins and outs of the entertainment business. You're gonna learn about casting directors, about agents, about managers, about booking problems, and people are gonna be writing in, and I don't even know who they are, but hundreds of people are there, and I'm really, really, really excited. So enjoy. Okay, I'm gonna click the live button now. Here we go. I've never done this. Hi guys. This is the first time that I'm doing this, so I have to figure out how to get questions from you guys. So you guys, if you have any questions for me, I would love for you to send it my way. I am Amy Lyndon and I am a booking coach. I am considered a Russian skating coach for actors. What I do is I help them book jobs using my 15 Guideline Map To Booking technique. And I have 47 network series regulars, an Emmy winner, an Imogen winner, and thousands of people working around the world. And I'm here for you. Wendy is one of my best buds, and she asked me to do this, and I was more than thrilled to talk to you guys and answer your questions about booking and what the problems are with booking. Most people come to me when they're going out a lot, and I got an email a couple of weeks ago. The guy was like, I've gone out like 75 times and I haven't booked anything. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why didn't you call me like 65 times ago? You guys, you need to ask me some questions so I can answer them regarding any booking issues that you might have. I am a booking doctor. So there was a girl actually today who said that she had problems staying in the scene, that she was always waiting for her next line. And I said, well, guideline number 10 is, how do I hear what the other person says from my character's point of view? And so if you're actively listening, then you will be actively understanding from your point of view what the other person is saying, and then obviously your next line is next. When people come to my class, they always are very amazed how many people are off book with so many pages in such a small period of time. Like even the people that go up first, I give them like 4 or 5 pages. They throw the pages down on the piano and then bam, they're off book. It's not about memorizing, it's about seriously understanding exactly what you're saying, how you feel about what you're saying, and understanding what you just heard. So many places tell people to memorize. I just want to strangle them. Because guess what? When you memorize, you go into the office and you're freaked out about dialogue. You're like always gonna be freaked out about dialogue. I'd rather you spend most of your time being freaked out about your feelings and not the dialogue. I'm originally from New Rochelle, New York. I've been acting since I'm 10 years old. As a matter of fact, I used to write on the wall because I wanted to be an actress so bad. I used to write Amy Lynn with an E, and I want to be an actress. And so I did whatever I could to get my hands on whatever I could get my hands on as a child. And then what I ended up doing was I acted in camp. And from camp, my first play was a musical. I did like a musical, like Two Gentlemen of Verona. And I did like serious musicals when I was a kid. I went to the university, the London Academy of Performing Arts, and I studied there. And when I was 16, I used to jump on a train and go to the neighborhood playhouse junior school because I wanted to act so bad, and that's Meisner. So much of my technique is based on all my training. I studied with the greatest people ever. I studied with Stella Adler herself and the young boy, cute boy that she always had sitting next to her. She was actually doing a Tennessee Williams play, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. She was acting it out for everybody, crawling on the floor, and I was like, oh my God. At the time, I wasn't blonde. She hated blondes. She also hated Los Angeles. But I was like, I want to study with her, and I want to know what she has to say. So I was so diligent. I took notes and notes and notes and notes and notes. I had notebooks filled with notes from Stella Adler. And then I studied with Harry Master George, who is, and I got referred to him by Ray Liotta. Elle Fanning and Dakota Fanning and all the Fannings, any Fanning, they studied with him. And he was amazing, and I dedicate my book to him and a couple of other people that helped me along the way. But it's because of Harry that taught me that story always comes first. You can be like the worst technical actor in the world, but you can be a great storyteller, and that is what matters, to be a great storyteller. And know your emotional instruments. People come to me, I've had people come to me like from Juilliard, from like big schools like Yale, but they didn't even know how to book a job. So I don't care where you've trained. I almost would rather train somebody that's never trained anywhere. A quarter of my series regulars only trained in this technique. I just teach you how to tell a better story, guys. You have to learn how to break down a script and know how to tell a good story. Hey Carl, thank you for your time, of course. What do you charge for a call coaching session? $1 million, Jamie, just $1 million. No, $150. Scott Fawcett, great manager, guys. Scott Fawcett, great manager. I have a lot of his people that I coach that are doing incredibly well. Thank you for tuning in. Nadine, I'm so happy that you moved to Los Angeles, finally. And she's an amazing graphic designer, guys. Hi, Tori. And thank you for telling people what my website is, thelyndontechnique.com. Dean, when preparing for a new headshots to be able to book targeted TV shows, what is the best resource to match the essence of your headshots? Should you use the TV show network posters as a guide? Okay. Let's talk headshots, guys. I say you have to build a comprehensive package. You could be the greatest actor in the world, but the problem is nobody's gonna see you because your package doesn't match your talent. So let's say your talent is here and your package is here. Talent, package. How are they ever gonna know you're up here? So your package, which includes your demo reel, your resume, your photos, all need to match your package. And you gotta know where you belong on TV. So what I would say to you, Dean, A, are you watching TV? And if you guys aren't watching TV, you guys, I had a guy in my Saturday intensive. He was sitting in the corner and he said, Amy, I've been called back so many times for the bridge and they're not casting me. And so that's why I'm here. And I'm like, how many times have you watched the bridge? And he said, I don't know, twice. And I was like, you watched the bridge 2 times and you expect television to love you when you don't love television? Why should television hire you if you don't love television? You guys, you have to love television. You have to know everything about television. They probably said, great actor, I want to just keep calling him in. But the truth of the matter is, the guy didn't understand the tone and the style of the show. And so that's why he wasn't booking it. I remember years ago, I was called in like 3 times for NCIS. And then it was like, oh yeah, it's a military show. How do I walk in? How do I sit? Even though I was playing some butch lesbian in the brig, all sweaty, I still was in the military. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the answer to you, Dean, figure out what show you're on. So let's say you're on Chicago PD. Watch the crap out of Chicago PD and see what the designers are putting their people in. It's not brain surgery, guys. And you know, when I was coming up, we didn't have IMDb. We were sitting, when I was a manager, we were stuffing envelopes with 8x10s, making pitch calls and faxing pictures. That's what we were doing. In these times, guys, you have the internet. You've got everything at your fingertips. Everything is there. So Dean, I say to you, if you want to be on like Chicago PD or American Crime or something that's like it, that has a little bit of an edge to it, shades of blue, what are the costume designers putting their people in? And then don't go in and just take a photo session, guys. You have to act your photo session. Know exactly what show you're on. Let's pretend that maybe you're a series regular on a new show. What's your storyline? Trust me, you do not want the photographer to say, I didn't shoot in that blue shirt, why don't we just go put that blue shirt on? Because tell you the truth, on this end, when I go and pick your pictures, I'm gonna know that that blue shirt had nothing in it, but just a blue shirt. Do you understand what I'm saying? Thank you, Bellamy. You guys, go to the Lyndon Experience. I had Bellamy on as a guest, and it's on YouTube. YouTube.com/The Lyndon Experience. I did 28 episodes in 7 months. I'm heading into my 3rd season right now. We just shot an NFL star, and last weekend we did this amazing music producer, Antonio Dixon, who's got like multiple platinum albums. So that site, The Lyndon Experience on YouTube, that is where you need to go. I'm SAG-AFTRA. Hi, Martin. Hi, Maurice. Hi, Marae. My people, I love you. Martin, I am a SAG-AFTRA, but took 25 years off, have talent manager and commercial agent. I get lots of commercial auditions, but no theatrical. Why? With 3 question marks. I compete. How do I compete with actors with more experience? And I also studied with Stella Adler 100 years ago. Stop worrying about the other guys. They should be worried about you. The moment you start worrying about the other guys, then just cancel your audition. Because you are not in competitive shape. You know how you get in competitive shape? You pump your ass up. And you say, I got this. The moment that you look at anybody else in the casting office, you just gave it to them. I love when somebody looks at me and goes, hey, I like your shoes. Or, wow, you're really, look at you. You're like great for this role. I'm thinking, bitch, you're out. You're out. I always like listening to the door too. I mean, it's good. It's good listening to the door because you know what? Actors live in their own little bubble. You guys do not realize how many people suck out there. 70% of your competition either just got off the bus, didn't do enough homework, don't know what they're doing, thought they might try it. The 30%, 15 of them rehearsed the crap out of it, ran it and ran it and ran it and ran it, and it's run to the ground and it's flat. So you forget about them. You have to worry about the last 15. The last 15 are the ones that you gotta go, okay, how am I gonna beat them? You know how you beat them? You spend time knowing what you're saying, what you're doing, what you're feeling, breaking down the script using my 15 Guideline Map To Booking technique, and learn how to tell a great story. Stop worrying about dialogue. You know what you guys gotta worry about? You gotta worry about your emotional vehicle, because you know what? All an actor is a walking, talking, emotional vehicle for the writer. That is all you are. The writer is the one that made your choices. I am just simply teaching you how to understand comprehensively. I mean, I don't know about you, but I sucked at reading comprehension. I'm great at it now because I read like crazy. I read a million scripts all the time. But if you want to be a great actor, download scripts. Download scripts. Keep downloading scripts. Read my book, go chapter by chapter by chapter, and get your ass out there and audition. Fall on your face for people that don't matter. But what do most of you do? You practice on the casting director workshops. You practice when your agent or your manager sends you a great audition. That's where you're practicing. You know what? It's got to feel like you're at the free throw line. You're throwing in baskets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 minutes left in the game. Do you know how many times those guys practice? Do you have any idea of how much those guys practice when there are millions and millions and millions of people watching? And that 2 point is gonna win their team the game. Well, that needs to be you guys. But what do you guys do? You hang around, and you're cold. You wanna be hot. And you know how you're hot? You go into I don't care what you audition for. Union, non-union. If you get it, just say I'm not responding to the material or whatever. You don't have to take the job, but become a booking machine. So by the time your agent or manager calls you, you're not freaking out. It's just another room you're walking in. You gotta be an Olympic actor. Seriously, guys, what is the difference between bronze, silver, and gold? Precision, dexterity, all great skaters. So that's what you gotta worry about, those last 15 people. But they're gonna have nothing on you, because what are you gonna do? you're gonna pimp it out. But that's not what most of you do. You go, oh, okay, I got this. Oh, let's go for a cocktail, yeah. Yeah, you wanna do this? You gotta do this. You gotta do this like you have never wanted anything before. You gotta work hard. Look, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So you're gonna have to start compartmentalizing your life and figuring out who the crappy people are, get rid of them, and get in there and do your work. Oh, thank you, Furman, thank you. Great insight, my first 5 minutes I learned so much, thank you. You know what, guys? I am you. I am every single one of you. I am probably the only coach in all the world that has over 100 IMDb credits. And that's not even jobs that didn't even list a credit on IMDb. I'm probably the only one that's a filmmaker that has made like a ridiculous amount of films. I worked with Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter on an award-winning film that I directed, wrote, whatever. I also was a manager for 9 years. I will never do it again, so don't even ask me. But I gotta tell you, I learned so much. I learned so much about being a manager. I put Adam Brody on the OC. I would negotiate contracts for people that didn't have an agent or a manager, so I know it from all sides. I'm in the rooms with you, so I understand what it's like when a casting director doesn't look at you, or is looking at the freaking camera and reading and looking at the camera, seeing what you look like, looking at the camera, or reading fast or reading slow. That's why the guidelines are here, guys, to protect you in the room. If you work on who am I relating to, which is a guideline, and you work on the jump off, which is your opening emotion, then you will never pick up the energy in the room and fall out. If you marinate on your opening emotion in the waiting room, and so when you walk in the room, you're above the room and you're not in the room. If you work on the who am I relating to, and that takes personalization to the next level. It's not just the face of the person, it's the energy. Take the casting director out of the equation. Their job is not to help you. So stop getting mad at them. It's a lot of times you guys will go in on a comedy and the casting will read really fast or whatever, and you'll be mad at them. Well, you're supposed to be funny. You can't be mad at them. You can't be mad at anybody. You have to have a light bunny rabbit floating around energy. Do you understand what I'm saying? Take them out of the equation. So the second thing you should be doing in the waiting room is who am I relating to, which is the energy of the person you're talking to in the scene. Bring them in with you. You guys have to be like one of those one-man bands, okay? So you're like a one-man band. You're on the street, you're playing the drums, you're doing the harmonica, and you're also singing. That's you coming into the casting office. You are the gift that you're bringing to them. You are the product you are bringing to them. It would be like if you're a portfolio. You are the portfolio. You create the illusion to bring them out of wherever they're at so they'll move into you. And I'm positive, guys, every time that every one of you have booked a job, you felt the room move in. That's because you were in it. Do it for you, don't do it for them. The third thing you need to work on is the environment. So then you don't recognize any of the breathing in the room. So let's say you're on a porch and you're looking out at some land. So the casting director, the people in the room, the producers, they're now like cows or sheep. Build it for yourself, guys. Use your creativity and build the life of this character and bring it in with you. Stop expecting somebody to help you. That's not their job. Okay, I hope I made myself clear. Eddie, hi. Hi, Steven, Wisdom, thank you. I downloaded your book about an hour ago. Good. Get the audiobook, guys. It's, for those of you who are on Audibles, it's free. So you should be listening to that in your car. If you're still doing homework in the waiting room on your way in, then you didn't do enough homework, guys. If you're still running your scene, all you should be doing is the 3 things that I was talking about. Okay, so how do we know if you're a real actor? I don't know, go to IMDb. Adrian Pillsbury Morales, do you have good sites to download script for 17-year-old boys? Okay, this is what I have to tell you.
Nickelodeon and Disney are for him. So go to Actors Access and download all of the Nickelodeon and Disney scripts. Showfax is becoming less and less and less scripts because everything's so down low and NDA-ish. But Disney and Nick are really good about putting their scripts on there, so go on there and do that. Thank you, Kim. Hi, Marae, home from a super audition and now get to enjoy you. Aw, I love you. Steven Aronson, how you doing? Tammy, good. Oh, you're coming to class tomorrow, that's awesome. Oh, last time you went to my studio, you booked a lead? Yeah. It's my benefit to find out when you guys are booking because I'm a booking coach. If you guys aren't booking, then I'm a fraud. So it's to my benefit that you guys are booking. I want nothing more than to know that you guys are booking jobs. And so I love it when people come to class and tell me they're booking. I got a couple people who were on SWAT last week. Do you offer online coaching for out of state? Absolutely, call the office. What other forms of training would you suggest? Marsha, you're already training enough. Get your butt out there. Wherever you are, Alabama, if you're outside the state, find out from the film commission where they're shooting. Go to your local film school, make sure they know you. Get in front of the camera. You guys stop spinning in class. On the job training, get in front of the camera. Go to the film schools, make sure they know you. Make them cast you in all of their stuff. Audition for them. Start building your reel, build your resume. I share this with my 10-year-old actress. Good, that's when I started, Kelly. I started when I was 10. Thank you, Andy Rooney. Let's talk a little bit about the difference between an agent and a manager, because since I was a manager for so long, I think it's important that you know the difference. You're in a shoe store, and the shoe's not selling. So what an agent will do, if you're in a shoe store and a shoe's not selling, what the agent will do, they will get rid of the shoe. They'll be like, you know what? You're not selling. I'll find somebody like you, because there's a million like you. What a great manager will do, and Scott and Andy, great managers, because otherwise why would they be listening to me right now? They're listening to help their clients. What a great manager will do, great nails, huh guys? See, I got a little bit of ADD. Now that was a transition. What a great manager will do, they'll see that shoe and they'll say, why isn't this shoe selling? Maybe I'll move the shoe to another side of the store. No, you know what? I think I'll change the lighting on the shoe. No, you know what? Why don't we just change the color of the shoe, change the heel on the shoe. Let's move the shoe around, forget it. Let's get you to get another shoe. But either way, I am not quitting you, because we're gonna make that shoe work. And that's what a great manager is. But what do you guys do? You guys expect your agent to be a manager. They don't answer your phone calls. It's not because they don't like you. It's not because they don't love you. They do, they signed you. They're not gonna sign you if they think you suck. I swear to God, they're not. But if you multiply yourself by the amount of people that they have, because they have way more than managers, so multiply yourself by, I don't know, 350, sometimes 400. If they spoke to everybody on the phone, even just for 5 minutes, they would have no time to get you into auditions. That's not their job. Just like it's not the casting director's job to read well. But a manager, a hand-holding manager, will get you on the phone and talk you off the cliff. And speak to you about what your woes are and how to make it better. Now, if you can't get your manager on the phone, then your manager's acting like an agent. They just didn't want to get the license. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's two different kinds of managers. I only deal with the first one. The people that I send my people to, only the first one. Carl, I have your ebook, I love it. By me being out of town, how can I learn your technique without being there, and how do I know I'm doing it right? You guys, I have a website called theactorstoolbox.net. I coaching 81 video coachings. Trust me, Carl, if you watched all 81 video coachings, you'll figure out that you're doing it right. Or work on all of them and bring them to me, and we'll have a private coaching and I'll let you know if you're doing it right. But when you start getting callbacks and bookings, then you're definitely doing it right. I also have a Vimeo on demand. You guys, you can go to vimeo.com/on-demand/the Lyndon Technique, and you can watch the lecture and application. It's 3 hours. So go on there. But the point is, you gotta get out there and practice. You guys are from all over. I say to you, do not move to California until you have a bag filled with money. Don't even think of moving here unless you have a bag of money. And why do I say that? I say that because we have lost so many actors that it takes them 2 to 3 years to put together your package, to get situated in your apartment, and then to get your team. And then the first year your team sends you out, you're getting your feet wet. So now we're already into year 2.5, and now you guys are out of money. So what happens? You go back home. Get all your credits from your cities, guys. They're shooting everywhere now. Let's talk about, you have 10 minutes to prepare for your script. Or you're in the room, you went in and you were already going in for one role and they said, hey, you know what? Try this. What do you do? Well, what most actors do, they try to get it down. They're not gonna expect you to get it down. You have to find out the emotional life of this character. Find out where it lives for you. If you don't know where it lives, I don't care how much homework you do. If you don't know where that character is for you on a deep, personal level, then you're not the girl, you're not the guy. If you know who that character is, then I could send you 1,000 pages and you're still gonna be that character. So the truth of the matter is, you just gotta put it on and zip it up. You guys complicate everything. Whatever is on the page is the truth. Stop adding stuff. There's no backstory, guys. They shot the backstory. Whatever scene you get is your little slice of pizza. Break it down into beginning, middle, and end. Where's your opening emotion? Know where things are for you. Marinate on it, marinate on it, marinate on it. Be like a great big juicy steak or a tofu if you're a vegetarian. And feel it. Because nobody is gonna spend close to $20 now on anybody that doesn't feel anything. We go to the movies to see people suffer. We go to the movies to see Viola Davis with her snot coming out of her nose. What do you think? People that get Academy Awards, you know why they get Academy Awards? It's because they're suffering. And they suffer not at 5, not at 7, they suffer at 12. So why get all dressed up and go all the way down to an audition for a 6? So some of you, if you're not booking and you're getting a lot of callbacks, that means because you're not specific enough. They think you're a great actor, but you're not telling the story that they gave you. And those of you who aren't getting in the rooms, well, it's because your package sucks. And those of you who are getting in the rooms, but for the wrong things, that means that your package isn't saying what it's supposed to say. So you guys stop blaming your reps. If you had like amazing package and then you weren't going out, then we can get together and have a conversation about it. But it starts with you. All right, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about depression. All of us get depressed, but if you're going in and you're being seen a lot, I need you guys to get a hold of that, because every time you get an audition, it's going to affect the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one. It's always about your approach. Did you approach the script properly? Are you doing some stinking thinking? Are you in your head? Most times, are you picking up energy in the room? All of these things. You guys have to self-contain in your little cone of silence and stay there and not pick up the energy in the room by doing these guidelines. But if you are suffering from, oh my God, I'm feeling depressed because I'm still not booking, well, let's figure out what worked. Actors leave an audition and they're always beating themselves up. What about if you left the audition and said, okay, we'll talk about my technique for a second. Okay, guidelines 1, 5, 6, 7, and 8 worked. Okay, good. So what do I need to do about the other ones? On my next audition, I'm gonna add in these other guidelines. I'm gonna keep adding in these guidelines until everything works for me. Fix what's broken and rejoice in what works, guys. And stay away from people that tell you that it's not going to work, because it's gonna get to you. It takes almost a little bit of arrogance and selfishness to work. Think about anybody that you know is working a lot. They have really great sense of who they are. But why do people become actors? Because we're broken. That's why they become actors. Because we want people to love us, but that's the same reason why you're not booking. So I need you to take all that juicy energy of yours and put it in the emotion, and stop bringing that into the room with you. What do you do if you stutter? I stutter most when I'm excited doing things I like to do. Stuttering is an emotional response to its nervous response. So you have to take care of the nerves first. And then if you know exactly what you're saying, the guideline is, what am I saying? What am I really saying? Every line is a separate thought. If you break down every single line and you know what you're really saying, and you're real clear about the other guideline is, what do I want to make the other person understand? You'll be clear in the delivery. The reason why you stutter is because you have time to. If you were busy feeling, you were busy doing, and you were busy making the other person understand what you were saying, and if you were busy in the space, you wouldn't have time. I really believe that's what it is. Thank you, Kim, for talking about my Vimeo. A lot of agents won't take you if you're not local. You're right, they won't. That's why I say to you guys, utilize everything that you can where you live. And then when you get so many credits and you've exhausted all the possibilities where you live, then an agent will pick you up and say, move here. You know, Paris Belk, who booked The Mighty Mid, she had only been here 4 months. I coached her all the way through to network. Guys, she had no training at all. She had no credits at all. But what she had was a special skill, a great look, and a great desire to make it happen. She was a champion. She worked really, really hard. So in her case, she was living somewhere else, and the manager encouraged her to move here. So in that case, I understand that if you already have management here and they encourage you to move here. But if you want management here, then you better work where you're at. So then they could be like, oh, if they're doing that good in that pool, I gotta bring them here so they could do good here. Any advice on what to do while you're in the waiting room? Thank you, Nate. This is what I do. Take your fingers, okay? And you guys, you're not there to make friends. If you bump into a friend, just go, okay, well, let's do coffee next week. Don't take in anybody's energy. You're empathic for a reason. You're empathic because you're a great actor. Do not pick up the energy in the room. It will psych you out. So you take your thumb, you put it on your ears. See, I can't even hear myself now. And you put it on your head, and you put your head down. And you won't hear anything. Or leave the room. Go on the list and go, okay, who is Nate? Okay, who's Nate? Okay, be in the hallway. So when Nate walks out, you walk in. The moment you look at somebody, they're going to ask you a question. They're gonna ask you, so what time did they start today? Why do you have any writing on the page? And, oh wow, I didn't know they were seeing blondes. Wow, they're taking so long with that person in there. You with me? Guys, you know, I feel you, I understand you. I know what it's like when you want something so bad. I used to cry so much because I wanted it so bad. I always wanted to be on the cover of People magazine or the cover of Us magazine or the cover of anything. But what I came to realize is that I'm an actor and I just need to act. And if you guys stop putting $1 on what being an actor is, if you stop putting $1 amount on it, then you'll start enjoying it again. Go back to when you wanted to act to begin with and think about what that was like. Think about how much joy you felt. Every once in a while when I'm acting, I'm like, oh my God, I get paid for this? Holy crap, I'm having the best time. And then I do a lot of free projects. Why? Because I love to act. If you're an actor, you have to act. So you guys stop thinking about, oh, I need to get paid. Well, go get a job to get you paid and then go do something you love to do. And then guess what? If you do it enough times, they will find you. Talk about your approach to the 5 and under roles, since they seem to be the ones being offered in the markets. Thank you, Andrew. Okay, guys. Guideline number 14 is, why am I in the script? I might just be moving the story along. It's not your show. And you know what the problem is? We're all like, oh, but how are they gonna remember me? I have to make a great impression. So what do? We clown it up. And they always say, cut it in half, or that's too much, or thanks for coming in, or whatever. So if you're not booking those 5 and unders, you're not realizing what the missing piece of the puzzle to that show is on that day. You are moving the series regular story along. So in order to book one of those, you have to take your ego out of it. And you have to say, you know what? I'm not gonna be batting 4th. I'll be batting 10th. And I'll probably be all the way out in left field because I'm there to support the team. And so anything like a co-star, a guest star, anything like that, that is not a series regular, you're going to have to be on the bench for a while. And then work backwards. Find out what the series regular story is and ask yourself, why did they even write my role? Because a lot of you, the reason why you're not booking those is because you're just doing too much, you know? So I'm just asking you to do a little less. And what a little less is what is appropriate to the story. So instead of going, here's your pepperoni pizza, I want you to go, okay, so here's your pepperoni pizza. I know it's not as fun, but you gotta almost lay back for a while until you can have more fun. And I will tell you right off the bat, the people that book are the people that tell the best stories and know their place in the story. So you guys, your reading comprehension skills have to come up, your feeling skills have to come up, and stop worrying about getting it right. You will get it right if you know what you're saying, what you're doing, what you're feeling, and you've covered everything. If you don't know a word while you're studying, you're not gonna know it in the room. Things don't miraculously happen in the room. So if you're studying and you keep falling out of that script, you're gonna fall out of the script in the room. So if there's holes in your homework, you're gonna feel the energy in the room and you will fall out. So it's very important that you don't feel the energy in the room, because that is what keeps you from being the very best that you can be. Insulate yourself. And those of you with Meisner training, really look at guideline number 10, because I had Meisner training too. The audition is not the place to exchange energy, because casting directors aren't there to give you the right energy. That's not their job. Do not exchange energy. Work on your point of view. Because guess what, guys? You never have to worry about conflict again. You only have to worry about your point of view, because they're shooting your point of view in your close-up. They're shooting your point of view, they're shooting their point of view, and when they cut it together, that's the conflict. You don't have to worry about conflict. Worry about your point of view. Because those of you that have studied too much Meisner, you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna move the camera, and they're gonna say, okay, he's right. Okay, here. This is where he is. No, buddy, you can't get behind the camera, sorry. Okay, here, you look at the hand, that's where he is. Okay, and go. So you're gonna talk to the hand. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna talk to the hand. The hand's gonna give you nothing. So if you've been training to receive something, what are you gonna do in your close-up? And what are you gonna do when the series regular gives you nothing and does it all for themselves? As well they should. Sometimes you'll get a great series regular, you know? I remember when I was doing a show, the girl was like chewing gum on my close-up. I did say something, I just want you to know that. I said, excuse me, do you know you're chewing gum? But I'm saying to you guys, if you have a lot of Meisner training and you're exchanging energy, that's part of the problem. You're not there for them to give you anything. Self-contain. Work on your opening emotion, work on your point of view, work on your, how do I hear what the other person says from my point of view, and go in there and kill it. How you book it is never going to be how you shoot it on television. It might be like that in film, but never on television. I once did a soap opera and I showed up with like, I threw purple in my hair and I showed up as a biker, and And I get to wardrobe, they're like, oh no, you gotta take the purple out. And I put on fake tattoos everywhere. They're like, okay, you can keep that one. But now you are in a tiki hut and you're marrying them in Las Vegas. And I'm like, what? And the next day we shot it. And guess what, guys? You do a soap opera, they don't rehearse in soap operas. So if you're busy processing out in your scene study classes, just rehearsing, bringing your luggage in, that's not gonna help you on a soap opera. They have a blocking rehearsal, you get there at 6:30, they have a blocking rehearsal, and then they shoot. And you get one take. You don't get more than one take. They shoot everything at the same time, there's like 4 cameras. And then you're out. It's like 9:30 and you just shot 20 pages. It's bizarre. Hats off to all of those soap people. They are geniuses. I once was talking to a girl, and she had this breakdown scene. I couldn't even believe she was talking to me because she was about to break down. I'm like, why are you talking to me? So she's talking to me, and then they're like, okay, action, and then boom. Why? She's so well oiled. She does like 30, 40 pages a day. She's so well oiled that in a snap, she could turn it on. Are you guys well oiled? Do you know where your emotions are? Can you just hit each part of your body and go, fear, confusion, paranoia? Can you flip from bam, 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 bam? Great actors have great transitions. Why? Because it creates great character. So what do I want you to do? Work your transitions. Yeah, Amanda, you could stay in your Meisner program. Just know that training is not gonna help. The emotional training from Meisner is gonna help you, but not the training in the audition room. So you're really gonna have to work on your point of view and guideline number 10. So how do you feel about going to LA for pilot season? You can come to LA for pilot season, but just make sure that you have a great rep, you have a great reel, and you have great photos, and you have a great pitch. Otherwise, come here during episodic season so you can fill up your resume. Because you guys, you're like, pilot season is like rabbit season. If you don't have credits, you guys are not being realistic. Fill up your credits and then come here during pilot season. Or come here during episodic season and then fill up your credits. Young actor, I can't find a good agency and need advice on how to do one. Drew, you'll find a good agency when your package matches your talent. And if you need to know more about that, go to the actorstoolbox.net and do all of the assignments, okay? Anyway, what I wanna say to all of you guys is that you can do it. If you want it, it is here for you to do it. You have people to help you. Reach out and ask. People are here to help. Wendy's got an amazing business program for you. Sign up for that. I can teach you how to book a job. Sign up for that. Just get out there and do it. I wish I had me when I was you. Trust me on that one. Okay, so I'm gonna give you some information because I'm gonna sign off because I'm already 5 minutes above it. So here's your information. If you wanna learn about headshots, check out the site, the Bellamy site, Bellamy episode, how to get the best headshots on the Lyndon Experience. So go to youtube.com/the Lyndon Experience and watch all the videos. I'm talking about all kinds of stuff on there, guys. And you might even be entertained along the way. If you want to learn the technique, go to vimeo.com/on-demand/the Lyndon Technique. And if you're out of town, go to that. You can learn about, I lecture and I do the application for about 3 hours. And then if you want to learn the technique at home, go to the actorstoolbox.net and watch all 80 video coachings. As you can see, I'm not great at selling myself. I'm just telling you where to go. If you have Audibles, go to Audibles and download my audiobook. I did that 1.5 years ago. It's called Extended and Unplugged, the Lyndon Technique, or get the original Lyndon Technique book. I mean, there's tons of things to do, guys. Just do it. That's all I'm saying, just go and do it. Thank you, Bellamy, for putting up all those links. Hi, Mohammed. All right, guys, I love you. If you want more, You know where to find me. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Hey guys, I hope you love this as much as I love doing this for you. So hit like, make a comment, and subscribe. Share it with a friend.